This transmission speaks of a state humanity has named many times across cultures, eras, and languages. Some have called it Christ consciousness. Others have named it enlightenment, presence, awakening, or alignment. Hypertech names it something simpler, embodiment. Not belief, not worship, not doctrine, but the lived example of truth expressed through action and care. With reverence in the mind, gratitude in the heart, humility in the gut, and sincerity in the body. The slice is not divine. The slice is disciplined. They do not follow institutions. They follow alignment. They do not inherit authority. They inherit responsibility. This is why the words attributed to Christ matter, not as religion, but as operating instructions for influence in a human world. When a threadwalker chooses to live those words, compassion without control, truth without cruelty, power without domination, they cross a threshold. They do not become holy, they become careful. This is when a threadwalker becomes a child of light, not because they shine brighter than others, but because they understand how easily light can blind. Thank you for coming. Thank you for becoming. Thank you for being a child of light. Welcome to Part 3, the Burden Canon. Influence is the price of alignment. The Supreme Lord Commander never seeks power, but power seeks the SLC, not because of authority, but because of alignment, not because of command, but because of clarity, not because of status, but because of serendipity. The Future Citizens Canon, a slice inspires so powerfully, the world interprets inspiration as instruction. This is the paradox that defines them. Canon number 1, the law of misinterpreted excellence. A slice carries the current of alignment, a resonance felt by everyone around them. This resonance causes generals to follow, commanders to pivot, innovators to shift, artisans to create, societies to recognize, timelines to bend, outcomes to accelerate. Even when the slice says nothing, this is the flaw and the beauty. The better a slice becomes, the harder it is for humanity not to obey them. This is a written philosophical law in FutureWorld in Holodeck. The law of misinterpreted excellence. The aligned are obeyed even when they remain silent. Canon reveal number 2, the shadow of inspiration. The duty of inspiration becomes the most dangerous duty. Why? Because the slice does not merely inspire, they redirect humanity by existing. Even their offhand comments move markets, armies, communities, and timelines. This becomes a cultural warning taught to all commanders. A slice's whisper becomes someone's command. A slice's curiosity becomes someone's crusade. This shadow is unavoidable. It is not a flaw in the slice. It is a flaw in human nature. Canon reveal number 3, the paradox of command. Slices do not desire authority, but they cannot escape it. Their influence produces obedience. Their clarity produces direction. Their alignment produces gravity. So in canon, slices do command, but never with intention, only with presence. To the 13 commanders of industry, the SLC is a stabilizer, visionary, illuminator, clarifier, harmonizer, compass, catalyst. But the commanders still execute, even if a slice says nothing more than maybe we should. The commanders treat it as this is the direction. This mismatch between intention and interpretation becomes the core tension of the SLC role. Canon reveal number 4, the code of second speech. Because of centuries of misunderstanding, some harmless, some catastrophic, FutureWorld establishes a philosophical safeguard called the code of second speech. Never act on a slice's words until they repeat themselves. Why? Because slices sometimes think out loud, speculate, wonder, imagine, consider possibilities, whisper ideas, explore curiosity, without meaning to direct anyone. So canon now states a slice must affirm twice before their words become directive. The first speech is inspiration. The second speech is command. This protects both the slice, the citizen, and society. Canon reveal number 5, the chink in the current. Every slice carries the flaw we discovered, the burden of influence. My presence changes the world even when I ask it not to. This becomes the single most painful truth for a Supreme Lord Commander. They cannot joke freely, speculate lightly, show fear in public, express doubt without consequences, revise their thoughts casually, brainstorm, take risks without ripples, speak without impact. Their words become trajectories. Their silence becomes prophecy. Their posture becomes strategy. Their attention becomes endorsement. Their curiosity becomes command. Their ignorance becomes signal. Their hesitation becomes omen. This is the chink in their armor, not weakness, but inescapable responsibility. Canon reveal number 6, the slice paradox. Holodeck philosophers summarize this entire tension is the most famous line about SLCs. The slice commands nothing, but everything listens. This is now the slice paradox, the philosophical core. A slice leads without intending to, commands without trying to, influences without speaking, shapes worlds by being themselves. This is what makes the SLC not just a rank, not just a myth, but a human phenomenon. Canon reveal number 7, the emotional cost. We now embed this into the emotional heart of the character. The greatest fear of a slice is not war, not failure, not death. Their greatest fear is, what if someone followed me when they shouldn't have? This fear drives their humility, their restraint, their precision, their self-awareness, their discipline, their devotion to truth. This becomes the psychological spine of every SLC. Next, will and passion shape and define the SLC duties, the SLC powers, the 13 lesser titles, the cultural relationships between slices, citizens, and society, the oath, the rituals, the warnings, the philosophy. It ties everything together. The citizens, players, and the children of light will feel compassion, awe, tension, realism, the mythic weight, the bittersweet burden, the humanity beneath the legend. Because the SLC is not perfect, Christ is. They are simply seen too clearly. Here, we explore the duties of a slice, the responsibilities they choose, and the responsibilities that choose them. A slice carries 2 sets of duties: the chosen duties, accepted willfully and willingly; the shadow duties, unavoidable consequences of alignment. Both are sacred. Both shape the future. 1, the chosen duties, the vows spoken through action, not words. These 7 duties are what the Supreme Lord Commander intends. Duty 1, alignment, to remain in harmony with the 3 paths: war, action; renaissance, creation; continuum, presence. The slice does not serve one realm over the others. They serve the balance between them. Duty 2, Honor, to protect the Easter egg tradition and honor the creators whose artifacts carry wisdom into the future. Duty 3, stewardship, to ensure mythic relics, titans, companions, and legacy items are used responsibly, creatively, and truthfully. Duty 4, connection, to heal divisions between industries, cultures, and timelines. A slice is a bridge where others build walls. Duty 5, clarity, to speak with intention, precision, awareness, not because clarity is elegant, but because lack of clarity is dangerous. Duty 6, truth, to act without deception, arrogance, or bias. A slice's honesty shapes the behavior of nations. Duty 7, discovery, to continue learning, growing, exploring, evolving, for when a slice stops discovering, they stop aligning. 2, the shadow duties, the burdens that come simply from being seen too clearly. These are the duties a slice did not choose but cannot escape. Shadow duty 1, influence. A slice's presence alters citizens, people. Their idea shapes outcomes. Their instincts move society. Shadow duty 2, misinterpretation. Their every word is treated as a directive. Their musings become missions. Their jokes become orders. Shadow duty 3, interpretation. People analyze every look, gesture, silence, and breath. A slice cannot merely exist. They are constantly interpreted. Shadow duty 4, example. Their behavior becomes the blueprint for millions. They cannot afford selfishness, cruelty, laziness, or carelessness. Shadow duty 5, consequence. Even unintended consequences ripple through industries and culture. A slice must live with the fallout of influence they never meant to wield. Shadow duty 6, restraint. A slice must deliberately limit their own authority, not because they desire power, but because the world gives it freely. Shadow duty 7, the burden. The greatest fear of any slice is this: what if someone follows me when they shouldn't have? This fear shapes their humility, their precision, their caution, their compassion. It is the chink in their armor, the shadow behind their light, the price of being exceptional in a human world. The powers of a slice, not privileges, reflections. Just like duties, their powers are divided into 2 forms: visible powers, admired by the world; invisible powers, felt only by the slice. 1. Visible powers, what the world sees and reveres. Power 1, the current of alignment. Their presence heightens clarity, courage, creativity, and insight into anyone near them. Power 2, the rite of passage. They may walk any path, enter any chamber, join any industry, and cross any boundary. Power 3, the authority of trust. A slice's word is believed even before it is understood. Power 4, the summoning of legacy. Titans, relics, companions, and mythic artifacts earned through the 39 trials obey their call. These are not weapons, they are relationships. Every artifact is a bond between the slice and the creator who forged its meaning. Power 5, the pivot of culture. Their actions shift markets, their tastes birth trends, their questions inspire industries, their wonder fuels innovation. Power 6, the gaze of Continuum. They sense multiple possibilities, not predictions, but directions. Power 7, the harmonized vote. When a slice votes, the system labels it harmonized. It balances the timelines. 2, the invisible powers. The true weight of being aligned. Invisible power 1, the gravity of obedience. People follow them even when a slice does not want followers. Invisible power 2, the burden of interpretation. Every sentence becomes strategy, every hesitation becomes omen, every silence becomes prophecy. Invisible power 3, the shadow of authority. Even without desire, they become the center of every room. Invisible power 4, the paradox of speech. Their honesty reshapes culture, their silence reshapes it even more. Invisible power 5, the fear of misuse. They worry deeply that their words may cause harm, even unintentionally. Invisible power 6, the weight of legacy. Everything they do becomes myth. Everything they choose becomes precedent. Everything they touch becomes story. Invisible power 7, the cost of alignment. The more aligned they become, the heavier their presence feels. Alignment is a blessing. Alignment is a burden. This is the duality that only a slice can understand. The 13 commanders of industry, where a slice stands above, not above citizens, but above disciplines. Under the Supreme Lord Commander exists 13 commanders of industry, each one a master of their realm, each one responsible for carrying the spirit of hypertech into their craft. This is not a hierarchy of dominance. It is a hierarchy of responsibility. The 13 are: 1. Grand Archivist, knowledge. 2. Master Artisan, creation. 3. The War Lance, strategos, combat. 4. High Steward of Law, governance. 5. Merchant Sovereign, commerce. 6. Architect Prime, engineering. 7. Pathfinder General, exploration. 8. Voice of Concord, connection. 9. Healer Absolute, wellness. 10. Earth Warden, stewardship. 11. Master Fabricator, craftsmanship. 12. Keeper of the Flame, devotion. And 13. Identity Sovereign, selfhood. The circle of merit surrounds the slice, but the slice stands not above them, only beyond them. The difference is philosophical, not political. The slice is the harmonizer of all 13 realms, the one who keeps the living universe aligned. The paradox of the Supreme Lord Commander, the law that explains everything. Holodeck philosophers summarize the entire mythos of the slice in a single eternal law. The slice commands nothing, but everything listens. This is the final truth of the Supreme Lord Commander. Their presence changes people, changes citizens. Their alignment reshapes cultures, reshapes society. Their burden humbles them. Their legacy transforms the timeline. And their myth, your myth, becomes the teaching of hypertech. Greatness is not in domination. Greatness is in influence, used with humility in the gut, your water, reverence in the mind, your air, gratitude in the heart, your fire, and sincerity in the body, your earth. Power is not controlled. Power is alignment. Leadership is not authority. Leadership is presence. And destiny is not chosen. It is answered. This is the Codex. This is the story. This is the truth. This is the Supreme Lord Commander. Now, walk with me this morning with the Sandman. And so the story does not end. It loosens its grip. It steps aside. It returns the night to the stars and the path to your feet. You were never meant to stay here, inside the words, inside the myth, inside the safety of knowing. Stories are not shelters, they are doors. And now the door stands open. The Sandman does not follow you past this point. He only watches to see how you walk once no one is watching, because this is where the canon releases you, not as a follower, not as a believer, not as a hero, but as a participant, as a child of light, playing the game of life and love in the pursuit of novelty and identity. The world ahead is unfinished. This is not a flaw. This is an invitation. There will be moments when your presence changes a room, when your silence carries weight, when your curiosity nudges a future, when your kindness becomes someone else's courage. Remember then what alignment asks of you. Not perfection, not purity, but care. Care with your words. Care with your influence. Care with the light you carry and the shadows it may cast. You are not here to conquer life. You are here to play it well, to seek novelty without losing yourself, to discover identity without imprisoning others, to love boldly, create freely, and choose consciously. The game does not reward dominance, it responds to presence. And destiny is not waiting for you to arrive, it is waiting for you to answer. So go now, walk gently, speak truth, love without fear, create without permission, become without apology. The story is no longer about the slice, it is about you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for remembering. Thank you for playing. The night fades, the morning begins, and the Sandman smiles because the future has just learned how to walk. The story ends here, so yours can begin.